What up, though? What up, man? What's going on? It's been a minute. I took last week, holiday week off. I was out of town. I was on the road. Had a small, well, not a long travel. I just went up the road to South Carolina. It was only a handful. It was my immediate family. We spent some time together. We are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. B. Amos checking in. What up, though? Annie Clark checking in. What up, though? Brian Early. Listen, I meant to do last week and I apologize. But this bet, though. This bet. What about this bet, though? Talk to me. What's up? What the Falcons? What the Falcons merch at? What the Falcons merch at? To the audio. You hear me? The audio tripping? Let me see. Let me see. Mic check, mic check. Okay, we good. Can you hear me now? Oh, you been in the hospital working or? And Clark, you been working or you sick? Not feeling well, or you been working at the hospital? I know you say you in the medical field. Okay, say audio good now. Bet. Appreciate that heads up. I don't have producers. I'm a one-man band. One-man band. So sometimes players mess up. Players mess up. Oh, a patient. Everything okay? You got COVID? What happened? COVID-19? Said she was a patient. Had emergency surgery. Prayers up. You had emergency hurt. Hope everything's okay. I ain't gonna get all in your business, but I hope everything's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's the holiday season. A year like this has been crazy, so every moment is precious, man. I'll tell you that. That's the one thing I learned about this year. Every moment is precious in these turbulent times. So we're gonna talk about that. Oh, she said gallbladder. Okay. Said she fine. All right. All right. Well, I appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully I can bring some joy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no medical expert, but I know laughing and kicking it and relaxing is good for the soul. So that's what we're gonna do. We kicking it tonight, man. What y'all get everything y'all want for Christmas? Did y'all get everything y'all want for Christmas? Did y'all get everything y'all wanted for Christmas? Girl Lindsay checking in with the what up, though. Did y'all get everything y'all wanted for Christmas? Cause like these after Christmas sales out here, man. Like I told y'all, Christmas is not my favorite holiday. It's a lot of pressure on getting these presents. I know this year was a lot because of the COVID, so everybody was kind of on a budget. You know what I'm saying? Everybody and them stimulus checks ain't dropped quite yet till after Christmas. Them stimmies ain't dropped yet, so you know what I'm saying? Christmas shopping could have been a little bit different. Nevertheless, if you what we gonna kick off with is talking about speaking of being generous in the season of giving. Speaking of being generous in the season of giving, let's talk about Dwayne Haskins, Mr. Strip Club himself. Even though they said it wasn't a strip club or something like that, it was just strippers day. I don't know. He was out of the club without a mask on. That's what matters. I don't know if he was at a club. I don't know if it was at a club with strippers in the vicinity or what. But we're going to talk about Dwayne Haskins because Dwayne Haskins, after facing the former quarterback, former first-round pick in 2019 for the Washington football team, was recently cut, of course, by the football team after their loss to the Carolina Panthers. Now, some of this drama spiraled out of control because obviously in these guys' contract, they're required to do Media. They're required to do media on a weekly basis when they're asked to, because media and all that stuff drives it drives the narrative for sports and stuff like that. You know how the media does, but there's requirements in this guy's contract that they have to have media obligations. So Dwayne Haskins, of course, especially the quarterback. Quarterback always has to have that midweek press conference, typically on Wednesday. If it's a Sunday game, quarterbacks do a Wednesday mandatory press conference, and a lot of times they'll go after the game too, because everybody wants to ask the quarterback what's going on. Woo, woo, woo. So Dwayne Haskins, especially for these circumstances with the injuries and all that stuff, and him getting benched for Taylor Heineke, they wanted to talk to him after the game. He was nowhere to be found. Dwayne Haskins ditched the interview. He was nowhere to be found. I think he went home. I don't know where he went. But the Washington football team PR got a hold of him, and they made him do the interview remote. I mean, granted, everything's on Zoom anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. But at the same time, they have designated areas where they want to do these Zoom interviews post-game. He was nowhere to be found to do his post-game presser, but they ended up getting him on there. Lo and behold, a couple of days after the game, word got out that Dwayne Haskins had been released. Ron Rivera said that it would be better for both parties. Both parties that they get cut. Basically, it was like, listen, you don't want to be here. We know it. We don't want you here. Let's just cut our losses. You get up out the paint. You move on, do your thing. Because, one, we're trying to make a playoff push. And two, we saw what Taylor Heineke can do. We're trying to win. And we saw what Taylor Heineke can do. He's no worse than you, so let's put him in there. He may even be a little bit better at this point. Let's put him in there. You know, I mean, Alex Smith will probably be back this coming week, but once they found out that they couldn't get the same production, they didn't get better production, they had pretty much seen enough. He had already been benched one time this year. Not to mention, he wasn't drafted by this coaching staff. He was drafted by Jay Gruden, the prior coaching staff. So you're kind of in the loop when you're on the cusp of being a part of the organization as it's making changes going forward. Nevertheless, he was cut. He cleared waivers. You know, waivers, they have that 24-hour period where somebody can pick them up and all this and that. You guys may know how waivers work. But the question came out like Booger McFarland on halftime of Monday Night Football. He went off. He went off on Dwayne Haskins. In particular, he took shots at African-American quarterbacks in general and African-American players. Now, he was talking about a lot of these African-American players are more concerned with building their brand and their Instagram and their TikTok and all this and that than they are with playing sometimes, and it gets in the way. They need to focus about playing first and then building that stuff. But we never heard Booger McFarland go all. And he singled out African-American players. And that's what kind of bothered a lot of people, including me. Like, there's no reason to sit and allow African-American players. This happens all the time to guys with off-the-field stuff. Johnny Manziel. He had a lot of off-the-field hype. Drake wrote a rap song about Johnny Manziel. Draft day. He was always in the club. He was in the club doing all this stuff with the secret handshakes and stuff, with all the rappers and stuff. He was a celebrity off the field. Johnny Football. He was a celebrity off the field. He had his own legend. But McFarland ain't say nothing about them. He singled him out, saying he singled out Dwayne Haskins, not focusing on the game and not wanting it. Baker Mayfield has a commercial that comes on every break. Baker Mayfield hasn't had a great season. Granted, they're in the playoffs, but a lot has to do with that running game. No comments about Baker Mayfield. He singled out African-American quarterbacks. But he also, focusing on African-American quarterbacks, he didn't look at some of these guys like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has every State Farm commercial now. He's a new State Farm guy. Him and Aaron Rodgers, he's a new State Farm guy. Patrick Mahomes, the Bose commercial. You know what I'm saying? Like, Patrick Mahomes has a lot of off-the-field stuff. He bought a baseball team. That's not football related. But he didn't say nothing about him when he's doing a great job balancing that. You know what I'm saying? Deshaun Watson got commercials. Deshaun Watson's marketable, performing on the field. He didn't say nothing about that balancing. I know he's injured, but Dak Prescott got endorsements, doing stuff off the field, branding. Didn't say nothing about him. Like, where's the same energy, man? Every player, all these players do this stuff. All these players do this stuff. A lot of these players focus on an off-the-field thing. And a guy like Booger, I know he wasn't that time big. A lot of people don't even know who Booger was. I remember Booger because I was a big NFL fan and college fan. So I remember Booger. But a lot of people don't even know Booger. They just know him for the crazy stuff he was saying on Monday Night Football. He just happened to get a job because he parlayed that. You know what I'm saying? Like he parlayed that into a career. A lot of these guys are trying to set themselves up for the next step. They're not taking this chance in the NFL for granted. They know that they can only play football for a certain amount of years, but if they build their brand through social media and stuff like that, it can set them up for a long-term career, whether it's in the media or even some guys have been setting themselves up in business or as an agent or ownership in different things like a team, like Patrick Mahomes. Booger McFarland should know it's a business, bro. He's talking about, oh, this is a business. You got to take your stuff seriously. You can't be doing this. Yeah, it's a business. And they'll get rid of you in a heartbeat. So you got to make sure you take care of yourself also. Most importantly, take care of player one. And Cat Williams said that. Cat Williams said that you got to take care of player one at the end of the day. Take care of your star player. That's you. Take care of player one, your star player. That's you. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like it was a reach. And Alec Gregg said that it's a reach. Like every player does this. There's been plenty of examples of people that have done it successfully and white players that have done it and haven't been successful. Why not call out everybody? But nah, you singled out African American quarterbacks. Now let's go. Let's keep it real though. Dwayne Haskins. It had nothing to do with him wanting to be Instagram famous or clout. This man obviously, if you go back and look at the draft clip when he got drafted, he was at his house. He did not look excited to be drafted by the football team. And I don't blame him. It's a dumpster fire of an organization. Dwayne Haskins did not want to be drafted by it. He wasn't excited about being there. The cupboard is pretty bare when it comes to weapons. I know they have Terry McLaurin when he's healthy. The running back situation is a revolving door. I mean, Antonio Gibson kind of stamped himself as the number one guy. The defense is legit, but it's just not a flashy organization. Ownership, trash. They just had all this sexual misconduct. The stuff it's a dumpster fire. They are the New York Knicks of the NFL. The football team is the New York Knicks of the NFL. That's why they brought in a guy like Ron Rivera to stabilize. Now, Dwayne Haskins' future, he has been rumored. There's a couple teams that are, even though he cleared waivers, he's been rumored that there's some interest from the Carolina Panthers in signing and acquiring Dwayne Haskins. Now, what is the extent of this? When? Like, will it be this offseason? Will it be before the season is over? Who knows? We know Dwayne Haskins' background. He threw like 50 touchdowns in his 1 year as a starter in Ohio State. A lot of people thought he should have came back, but if you look at guys like Cardale Jones, like that from Ohio State, you got to strike while the iron is hot. And we know Ohio State quarterbacks have trouble in the NFL panning out. Then, granted, Joe Burrow, he transferred and got out of there, but Ohio State quarterback success in the NFL hasn't been great. The track record hasn't been great. They're kind of like Alabama quarterbacks. You know, of course, Jalen Hurts and Tua are trying to break the narrative, but at the same time, Ohio State quarterbacks, Alabama quarterbacks haven't been great in the NFL. Haven't been great. Now, will the Panthers actually bring him? Should they bring him in? That's the question. But before we do that, let's think about this stuff. Dwayne Haskins. It doesn't mean enough to him right now. It's not the fact that he wants to be a celebrity off the field and stuff like that, like Booker was talking about. No, Dwayne Haskins, it just didn't mean nothing to him. He seemed disinterested in playing for the organization in the first place. Like I said, judging by his draft day facial expressions. And it was a dumpster fire of a situation. 2 offensive coordinators, 2 head coaches in his first 2 years. A lot of turnovers. He has some arm talent. He has the size. He can move a little bit. First round talent, I guess. He was drafted in the first round, but he hasn't shown first round talent. But if he was drafted in the first round, I guess you could say he has first round talent. So it could be a very appealing situation if you're a coach, a veteran coach that thinks you're a good offensive mind, you think you can right the wrongs, right the ship, get his mind right. Because it seems to me maybe just mental. Maybe he's a bad player, maybe not. But you haven't seen enough of him. Maybe you think if you get him in there for cheap, you can mold him. Jameis Winston got 1,000,001 chances with 1,000,001 coaches because a lot of different coaches thought they could steer the ship right. Granted, he's on the Saints because Sean Payton thinks that he can steer Jameis down the right path. So maybe a good coach can steer him down the right path. I think a good veteran coach, maybe he could fit. Maybe he could be the heir apparent to a Phillip Rivers or Ben Roethlisberger or Drew Brees. But for the Panthers to be interested in him is puzzling to me. Because one, The reason why he kind of got the flack is because he was going out to the club maskless. You can do what you want to do. I know you. If you want to support the naked hustle, go to the strip club, throw some ones, do your thing. I'm not tripping. Unless you're James Harden. James Harden just being reckless. I mean, granted, it's a whole pandemic out here, but you can't police everybody. But you have to be smart. No mask, no nothing. Your coach Ron Rivera went through chemotherapy. Immune system probably compromised. But you're going to endanger him and the whole team by going to the club with strippers there. I don't know if it was a strip club or not. But Matt Rule, that's the thing. It's the hypocrisy and the lack of clear message from the Panthers organization that really gets me. It's the hypocrisy and the lack of communication and transparency. You know, like I said, I know Dwayne Haskins is the first round talent. But Matt Rule, first of all, you're still trying to build this culture. A guy that seems to be bad for the locker room. A lot of people said questioning his heart, questioning if he actually wants it. You're going to bring him into this culture that you're building. It doesn't seem very conducive with the message you've been saying about building the culture about guys that want to play football. You know what I'm saying? You've been preaching us, you want guys that want to play football and stuff like that. It doesn't seem like he would fit well with that culture. That's the first problem. The second, didn't you cut a practice squad player this year that was caught in the club? Not in the club. He was in a lounge at a restaurant with no mask, dancing around. Didn't you do that? Didn't they cut somebody like that earlier this year? But you're interested in bringing in a guy that blatantly endanger his teammates and his coach, who, like I said, a compromised situation with the chemotherapy and the cancer. There's blatant inconsideration for anybody else in that aspect. You want to bring in a guy like that? That's the hypocrisy I'm talking about. That's the hypocrisy I'm talking about. That's the hypocrisy I'm talking about. Because, like, where is the clear message? And not to mention, you're still trying to build a culture. If you, like I said, if you were Mike Tomlin or Sean Payton or a guy like that has a good culture, that a great locker room that's strong, that's somebody that has an identity, not somebody that's trying to find themselves, I can understand bringing in him, trying him out. If he doesn't work, worst case scenario, he's cheap, whatever, get him out of there. But depending, you don't have a strong culture built. You're still trying to find yourself as a head coach. I don't care what kind of college contacts you had with him. I don't care if you tried to recruit him at one point or you faced off with him at some point. I don't care. You don't have the culture and the strong locker room culture built up to bring in somebody like that could possibly diminish what you're trying to build. So that don't make sense to me. Three. How can you be interested in this guy when you have a guy like PJ Walker, who, in the one little bit of action that he did show, he showed some decent flashes. Why not give him a chance before the season is over? You quit to show interest in Dwayne Haskins, but you won't show interest in playing PJ Walker, a guy who's shown promise, who you coached in college, who has a live arm that would gel well with the weapons that you have on offense, but you're going to bring Dwayne Haskins in, possibly being interested in that. Like, where's the clear message here? Where's the message? Now, what are you trying to do? You hyping us up, making us believe that you think Teddy is the guy, but you're trying to bring in Dwayne Haskins. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, the value. I mean, I know, like I said, you trying to you think you can maybe right the wrongs and get him in a better place with somebody that he may like. Maybe you have a good relationship with him and you think he'll play hard for you. And I know Robbie Anderson, you gave him a chance in college. I know he had some off the field trouble himself, but you gave him a chance in college. He made the most of it. He's had a great career. You even brought him to Carolina. Now he's balling out, 1,000 yards. I get it. You've had those type of stories before. But the clear message doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Now, from a football standpoint, do I have an issue with this? No. You can sign him to a minimum contract. He'll still be getting paid from the Redskins probably from his rookie deal. Do I have a problem with it? No, I don't really. I would bring him in, get a look, let him battle it out with PJ, Teddy. I know Will. This means Will Greer is probably out of there. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt from a football standpoint to get some competition. But at the same time, the messaging that you've been sending as far as the off the field stuff, the mentality of this guy, it conflicts everything that you've been saying. And this has been my main issue with Matt Rule. Like you're telling us one thing, you sell stuff that sounds good, but you turn around your actions and say the other. Like, what is it? The lack of transparency, the lack of clarity, the lack of consistency is bothersome. I can't lie. What kind of message does it send to your quarterback, your starting quarterback? That he's on the hot seat, that your situation is not guaranteed? He should know that. Teddy's only throwing 15 touchdown passes this year. He knows his job's on the line. He's on Twitter. He sees the fan base slamming him. But it does light another fire under Teddy. You know, it's been a tough going for Teddy, man. But Dwayne Haskins, who knows? I wasn't big on him because I'm not big on quarterbacks that don't have a large resume coming out of college. Mark Sanchez, say the least. That's why I'm not big on Trey Lance coming out. Trey Lance only had 1 year on the FCS level. Granted, he balled out. He balled out. He has all the tools. He can run. He has everything you want in the new age quarterback. But do I have confidence in our coaching staff, specifically offensively with Joe Brady and stuff like that they can develop a guy and help him succeed? I don't know. I don't know. Do I want a project quarterback? I don't know. But like I said, I like to have a body of work from these guys coming out of college before I make these decisions. You guys let me know how y'all feel about Dwayne Haskins. Would y'all want him on your football team? Do you think that he deserves another chance? Do you think he actually has the talent? Do you believe in him? I know he hasn't played great, but do you think he was just in a bad situation and just went wrong? Let me know. Let me get in these comments. Shoot. Shirley Long said, he beat us last season. True that. He got Ron Rivera. Somebody said that. Dwayne Haskins beat the Panthers last year, which forced Ron Rivera to get fired. This year, he lost to the Panthers, which forced Ron Rivera to cut him. Life, everything comes full circle in life, bro. See, if he was purposely playing poorly and disrespecting authority to get out of Washington, I'm very intrigued. Yeah, I mean, if he was just, that's what I'm thinking. Who knows? True won this thing. What up, though? And Clark said she glad he got cut. He was too reckless and didn't seem to carry it off. That's what I'm saying, man. He was reckless. Like I said, he just the blatant disrespect and lack of awareness to like what's going on in your team with Ron Rivera in that situation. You know, Ron Rivera had battling cancer, had the chemo. He rang the bell through his treatments. But like, COVID is dangerous. And Ron Rivera to be taking those risks to come to work every day because he loves the game, he wants to coach, he cares about it. You don't care enough about the team to put your selfish ways behind you just for a little bit. During the off season, you can go if stuff is fine, you can go out. You can do what you want to do. I mean, this is a free country. There's some lockdowns in some areas. I don't advise it. I still think it's silly. But if you want to go to the booty club, you can go to the booty club. Whenever. It's just tough, man. It said, Dwayne, make it rain, Haskins. I like that. It's got a nice ring to it. And of course, she said she got 6 Alvin Kamara touchdowns for Christmas. I'm pissed off at Alvin Kamara. I needed that same energy the week before. I lost my fantasy game because he had been so quiet. John M. said commercials and drug abuse are 2 different things. Yeah, that's true. Johnny Manziel was on that booger sugar. That booger sugar. See, the hilarious part is the strippers is wearing his jersey. So he went in and go converse with the quarterback after they come off the field playing. Dang. Yeah. If that's the case, it seemed like he really didn't want to be there. He really didn't want to be there. Abdul in this thing, what up, though? Happy holidays to you, my dude. Shelley said we like cocky quarterbacks. Possibly. Said PJ impressed me more than Haskins. Yeah, that's PJ is just I don't know. I don't know. She said yes, sending the message to Teddy. Just put a fire on the Teddy. She said I don't want him on the Saints. Look, the Saints looking for their future. She said she'll take Jameis before she take Haskins. Said he's immature and lack NFL talent, aka not good enough. Said rules match is always halfway off anyway. Yeah, what happened to that? He used to be wearing the shield. Sometimes he wear the shield, sometimes he wear the face covering. Matt Rule don't know what he want to do. Like I said, sometimes he wear the shield, sometimes I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, man, uh, this COVID stuff getting crazy. Y'all heard about the Bills? The Bills are finally having fans at their game. You know they in New York State. I don't know what the stipulations are. Governor Cuomo, they got New York had been a hot spot. New York had been a hot spot for COVID-19, but the Bills they're gonna have fans in the playoffs. I think at the next game and possibly the playoffs. Possibly the playoffs also. You know, possibly the playoffs also. But they're gonna require COVID tests. They're gonna go after COVID tests. They're gonna require COVID tests. You know, the COVID tests have been rapid. Now you can get them things in 15 to 20 minutes. They got the rapid test. So I'm assuming they're probably gonna make fans show up at least 2 hours before the game, just to or open the gates early, just to give themselves a chance to be able to test people that quick. Now, where are they getting the money, the infrastructure, and the medical staffing for all this? I don't know, because we hear all these hospitals being overran, short of staff, short of beds. Why can't we get some of that medical professionals staffed at those hospitals that need it? I mean, Buffalo's a major city. And I don't want to see football like the next guy. I'd rather have fans there too. But like we can't allocate this stuff to the regular people that need help. You know, cases and deaths going up every day. They're going up every day. Like Andy Clark said, the rapid ones aren't that accurate either. Exactly. There's been a lot of false negatives and false positives on those rapid ones. So, I mean, it sounds like a plan, I guess, between and because we know, we should know that temperature checks don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. We know you can be asymptomatic and still spread. So, what is the point of a temperature check? Like, can somebody tell me what is the point of a temperature check? I don't understand. Is it to make people feel better? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I know you need to you'll have a fever every so often, but you can be asymptomatic. Just make them people wear their masks, man. Make them people wear their masks. You know, some of these stadiums they don't care. Like I said, you see the 49ers having to play in Arizona because California is on lockdown. The Panthers, they had to change up their tickets. They cut back on the attendance for the Saints game coming up. They cut back on the attendance. So a lot of people had to get a refund. A lot of people had to get a refund. So it's tough. It's tough. Shirley, Shirley Long said, if we were winning, I'd be out there. It ain't worth risking your health if the Panthers not winning, huh? You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying. I wouldn't have been mad had this season been shut down because it was a throwaway and a wash for us anyway. I mean, I love watching my team, but at the same time, I knew our hopes and chances of winning this year were slim to none. So if any season was going to be canceled, you can have this one. Abdul said, "Do you think the Super Bowl game will have fans? How about the Hall of halftime events? Weird times." Well, one, I think was it the weekends doing the halftime. So the weekends do the halftime. Now he may be out there, but I know it's a bunch of staff that's required to assemble all that stuff and all that smoke and stuff. But haven't they done things where they can like telecast or record it in another location? You know, I know half of Beyonce's concerts are like that. Beyonce will be in one location, but they'll go somewhere else and just have a big screen of them just streaming that concert. She may be overseas, but her overseas performance is streaming at the Grammys or something like that. So maybe they'll do that with the weekend. Who knows? But will they have fans? I don't know. Maybe 5%, 10%. I don't know what Florida is on right now. You know, they were a hot spot earlier in COVID also, but I wouldn't doubt it if they didn't because they're not moving that date and the numbers aren't doing anything but going up. But Florida definitely needs that revenue. They need that revenue. They need that tax money. They don't charge an income tax, so they make money on people traveling for resort fees. They make money on property taxes because property taxes are high. You know what I'm saying? Hotel and travel fees. They make money on that. Gambling is legal. They make money at casinos, and the lottery and stuff like that. So they need that money for these special events because their money and revenue for their state is built on leisure. Because like I said, you don't pay income tax there. So if they can have some kind of fans, they're gonna try. Because it'll be a weird Super Bowl with that. They're gonna limit media already. There's limited media attendance at the Super Bowl. So we will see how many fans they have. I heard it was gonna be 10% capacity, something like that, 20%. I think they may have fans, but who knows? Hunter Gumtree said we should go for Marcus Mariota. I think he fits our scheme. Marcus Mariota, he looked pretty solid with the Raiders the other night. Did he ever have a great system, great weapons with the Titans? Maybe not. Now they're a different team. They've kind of rebranded themselves, different coaches, hard-nosed running football team. Tannehill, similar skill set with Mariota, but Tannehill just being smarter and not taking chances. Derrick Henry has been running like a madman. Crazy. I mean, it's just different circumstances. I don't know. Sometimes there's good fits. Mariota, he looked decent with the Raiders. Tannehill was trash with the Dolphins. Looks pretty solid. Got the big boy contract with the Titans. Maybe a chain of scenery for Mariota be good because you're walking into an offense with 2,000-yard receivers, 1,000-yard running back, Christian McCaffrey, possibly 1,000-yard from scrimmage back at running back with Mike Davis, probably soon to be 1,000-yard from scrimmage wide receiver, Curtis Samuel, if they resign him. A couple O-line pieces. Like what competent cornerback couldn't do good with these weapons? What kind of competent quarterback couldn't do good with these weapons? So I mean, we'll see. Mariota is not. I don't hate that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. He can run. He's mobile like quarterbacks need to be. He's a fairly smart quarterback. Sometimes he just seems to be too conservative. It's like mind-numbing. I don't know, but like I said, if you give him some good weapons, a college-style offense that he excelled in, like I said, at Oregon, maybe he can do some things. Maybe. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. So, yeah, they're cutting back 3,000 fans. Yeah, they're cutting back 3,000 fans. Yeah. So, I feel like he'll be an upgrade over Teddy. Titans gave up on him too soon. Yeah. He was injured. He was injured too at sometimes a little bit, I think, because of his running style. So that's maybe a knock on him. So if it's up to the state, lots of fans will be there. If it's up to the NFL, I'm not sure. Good point. Good point. So he's never had weapons like ours, and he's mobile and got it. Yep, we agree. That's what I'm saying. Like this is any kind of competent quarterback. This is an ideal system. You just gotta have somebody that's not scared to let the ball go. Now, is Mariota too conservative? Who knows? I haven't watched a ton of Mariota tape. And Clark, what did Cam say? You said what I think about what he said. What did he say? Did I miss something today? Did I miss something today? I saw you say that before. Did I miss something? What did Cam say? What did he say? I might have missed it. So let's talk about the season overall, though. Let's talk about the season overall because, like I told one of my first videos before the season started, I talked about I didn't think the season would make it. You know, there was some turmoil with rescheduling and stuff like that, and like the Titans had the outbreak, the Ravens had the outbreak. But it was relative. I mean, the Panthers had an outbreak, but it was relatively smooth as far as that. I see you, Andy. I'm gonna get to that about Cam. I got you. I got my thoughts on that too. But it was relatively smooth. I'm not gonna lie. And them adding the extra playoff team, I think it worked out perfect. I think it worked out perfect. I gotta give NFL the credit sometimes, but I think it worked out perfect. Because here you are, week 17. Yes, the number 1 and number 2 overall picks are locked down between the Jags and the Jets. But it was exciting. Everybody thought the Jets had it in the bag, but they ended up winning down the stretch. You know, a lot of these teams are anti-tank. Most of the time, tanking comes from the top down. The Dolphins did it when they traded away a lot of good players, but the Dolphins still won games. They did get Tua, who they wanted, but they didn't get the number 1 overall pick. But it's very interesting down the stretch, from the playoffs all the way down to the draft. And I think it has to do with that 7 game, the extra team. Because a lot of teams were still in it for a while. Until about 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was a lot of teams that were still potential playoff teams. Not including the NFC East, who beats the Seahawks and who knocked off the Steelers. You know, a lot of this stuff is still competitive this far in the season. Now the draft order from 3 to like 13, this Sunday is going to be crazy from a draft standpoint because of that. But it's also going to be for the other top end of the league. It's going to be crazy for playoff position and seeding. Because the Kansas City Chiefs are the only team that's locked down home field advantage through the playoffs. Everybody else is playing to do whatever. Everybody else is trying to play Kansas City last. So they want that number 2 seed. Whether it's the Steelers, the Bills, the Colts maybe? Or in the NFC. Vying for that number 1 seed. Green Bay's in the driver's seat. But Green Bay's playing Chicago. Chicago has been hot. They started off hot, sizzled off. Mitch Trubisky came in and brought the team back to life. They're making a playoff push now. It could be a competitive game with the Packers. We'll see. The Packers have looked good. They beat up on some bad teams. We'll see what they do. Division rivalry, you never know in these division games. The Saints are on their tail. The Saints are going to be playing the Panthers. The Panthers played the Saints pretty tough earlier in the year. A long missed field goal and a sack might have changed the game. Could be looking at a different thing. Michael Thomas will be out, but Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara will be doing all they can to win the game to keep the pressure. The Seahawks, they still have an outside chance to get number 1 seed. So they're going to be playing hard. The Rams are trying to get in, even with Jared Goff hurt. The Cardinals are trying to get in. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that's still in the air to play. And I think it's the extra seed. Because when almost half the league can make the playoffs with 14 teams, a lot of these teams aren't all the way out of it. Because most of the teams, like the way the NFL works with the salary cap, it's not like college football where teams just be lopsided because of recruiting. With the salary cap, most teams are typically around the 8-8 range. Then they play another 4, 5, 6 close games. They can go either way. Most teams are pretty 8-8, and those 4, 5, 6 extra games you play that you may either come out or lose makes or break if you make the playoffs or not. Look at the Panthers. They've only won 4 games, but they've lost multiple games, like 7, 8 games, where they've had the ball, by one position where they've had the ball with a chance to tie or score. They win half, 50% of those games. They may be in a different position for the playoffs because they probably knock off some playoff teams that's in the potential. So maybe 9 wins gets in, maybe 10 wins gets them in. So, like, it's give and take. Most of these teams are evenly matched. Like I said, there's a couple close games that determine if you go to the playoffs or not. And like I said, adding that extra game put a thin line in between tanking, quote unquote, tanking to get a high pick and winning to get into the playoffs. So everybody's going to be competing and fighting to the end. And I love what happened to us. So I got to get NFL credit for pushing through, adding that seed, and making it competitive. Now, how is it going to be a monkey in the wrench for adding that extra game next year, the 17th game? We will see. We will see how it affects injuries, money, salary caps, a lot of implications. A lot of implications. A lot of implications. So they said Teddy didn't even try. Raphael in this thing said, what I think about the Bucs playoff run. We'll see, man. Steve Smith called them out. Steve Smith said that they're going to get embarrassed in the playoffs. They got the talent to beat anybody. Now, it depends how they play. I personally hope they do not succeed because, like I said, I don't want anybody to buy a championship by stacking the deck, signing all these star players, kind of like the NBA is. I'm rooting against the Bucs. But they have the talent to go against anybody. They just haven't played great all year against good teams. So we will see. We will see. They can make a run just like anybody else. The playoffs, anything is possible. It's not an NBA where you got to play 7 games. It's one game any given Sunday. Any given Sunday. All right. Andy Clark said, what do I think about Cam? So Monday Night Football, they posted some talking about Cam being the starting quarterback of the Patriots. And all season, Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels have raved about him coming in early to the facility, being a great leader, going against all the narrative that everybody thought about Cam. Everybody thought Cam was a selfish quarterback. He only cared about himself and all this and that. He wasn't dedicated and worked hard on the skills and stuff like that. But lo and behold, it takes people actually paying attention to the media and listening to Bill Belichick to actually hear the fact that Cam puts in work, is a leader. But that's neither here nor there. It came out that his sleep schedule is waking up at 4:20, leaving the house at 4:30, not having his first cup of coffee till 8 o'clock, and then he goes to bed at 11:30 p.m. Now, there's a lot of different things to unpack here. The first part is waking up at 4:20. Now, you can laugh at the 4:20 number all you want for you people that are in the States that marijuana is legal, whatever. That's fine. Let's get past that. But getting up at 4:20 is not easy. Especially with daylight savings time and stuff like it. I get tired at 4:20 in the afternoon because the sun is starting to go down at 5 or something like that. I'm sleepy by then. Now, you would think that it'd make it easy to go to bed early, but I'm a night owl. So getting up at 4:20 is tough. I go to the gym. I get up early. I get up at 5:30. I snooze 2 or 3 times and whatever. A lot of people were commenting about him actually getting up at 4:20 and being at the house at 4:30. Like, how can Cam not be human and snooze? I think everybody, I don't know anybody that doesn't snooze their alarm at least once. I mean, if I'm wrong, y'all tell me in the comments. But I don't know if anybody that doesn't snooze their clock at least once. Now, if you have an iPhone, a snooze is 9 minutes. So there's me. For me to try to get out of bed and leave 10 minutes late, that's already me gone right there. I got to set my clock back 20 minutes before. If I want to get 2 snoozes in and be able to get out of bed and be out in 10 minutes, I got to build in 2 snoozes. So if I want to get up at 4:20, I'm setting my alarm for 4:02. 2 9-minute snoozes from Apple. I don't know why you can't change the snooze from Apple. Like, Apple's giving us all these features. We got Face ID. We have fingerprint ID. You got Siri. But we still can't change our snooze from 9 minutes. Huh? That's neither here nor there, though. I pay a lot of money for my iPhone 12, whatever, every year. But I can't change my snooze. Come on. Regardless, I couldn't do what Cam does. So for him to get out of bed and be at the house in 10 minutes is crazy enough. It's crazy enough. But a lot of people were complaining about him, like, how do you not have a cup of coffee until 8 o'clock? How? How, Sway? You're up for 3 hours and 40 minutes without having a cup of coffee? I guess he didn't put in this part about the gym. But how are you up that long without having a cup of coffee? That's what people are saying. Like, how do you not have coffee until 8 o'clock? I don't know if you're a big Starbucks fan. I drink a lot of Starbucks. Unfortunately, I'm cutting back on. That's my New Year's resolution. Not because I like it, but they're playing some mental game with me like their coffee actually works. The coffee tastes like dirt. I'm tired of paying $6 for a cup of dirt. Starbucks. Not paying. I'd rather use my Keurig. Keurig Starbucks at home tastes way better than going to Starbucks. And they're slow and they're always packed in the morning. Starbucks tastes like dirt. Period. I just don't have any Dunkin' Donuts as close to my house, and I really change over. But anyway, a lot of people are saying like they couldn't deal with anybody for that long without having their coffee. How do you go through? He probably goes to the gym. You don't want to really drink coffee like that before the gym. Maybe the caffeine will help. Maybe it'll wake you up for the gym, but it may cause cramps and dehydrate you. So maybe that's why. But the other thing people talked about is him going to bed at 11:30. 11:30. And only getting 5 hours of sleep. Less than 5 hours of sleep. If you go to bed at 11:30, get up at 4:20, that's less than 5 hours. Now me, I'm not going to criticize the man. I only sleep about 5 hours a day. Maybe 6 if on a good day. 6.5, I'm fine. If I'm really tired, 7. My body won't let me sleep for that long straight. Maybe my sleep patterns are messed up. Maybe something's wrong with me. But as long as I get up and get out of bed, I'm fine. I have to snooze a couple times, but once I get going, I'm typically good. I get drowsy during the day sometimes, but usually drinking water or Gatorade or something like that typically wakes me up. Because I'm going to the gym in the morning, and usually my adrenaline is going, and once I get up and get going, I'm good. So I can't knock him for only sleeping 5 hours. Not to mention this guy has 1,000,001 kids. Now I know his kids aren't with him right now because he's in Boston and it's football season. But if you are a new parent or a new dad or you have as many kids as Cam, you're probably not getting much sleep anyway. So you're probably used to it. Probably used to it. Let's be real. He's got a basketball team worth of kids. He's probably used to not getting a ton of sleep. A lot of people are cracking jokes saying that maybe if he got more sleep, he'd play better at quarterback for the Patriots. I don't know. Is it a lack of weapons? Is it the lack of sleep for Cam? Who knows? But that 5 hour sleep life is for me. Because I'm under the impression I'm going to have plenty of time to sleep when I die. I'm going to have plenty of time to sleep when I die. I'm trying to be up. I don't want to miss nothing. I'm up. I'm on my phone sometimes. I'm working on my YouTube channel sometimes. I'm working on some side hustles and stuff like that. Watching TV, catching up on movies and shows. I don't want to be caught in that rat race of just going to work, coming home, eating, and going to sleep. I feel like I gotta have a life outside of work and all the normal hustle and bustle. So I don't sleep much. I gotta stay up. I don't go to bed before 12 typically. I typically do not go to bed before 12. I don't remember the last time I saw the front side of midnight. I don't. I went to bed at 3 o'clock last night. I've been off from work. I went to bed at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock last night probably. Woke up 10 o'clock. It was a little bit tough, but I was good to go. The sun comes up at weird times now, so like you can't help but get up. So I can't knock Cam for that sleep schedule. That'd be hypocritical of me. Who I look like? Matt Rule? Hunter Gumtree said, COVID has affected the cap space, which is a shame because we were going to have like 60 million to spend. Now we got like 30, 40. Yeah, unfortunately, it sucks. It sucks. If 1 year we actually had some room, some money to play with, some bull. James Aaron said, in other words, we broke. Probably. So as long as the NFC South get put out. So you got to leave Hunter be appreciated. True. Said we broke. You just don't be signing one big contract and a couple middle of the pack contracts be signed with Taylor Moton. I'm gonna make a video about Curtis Samuel that's coming out probably tomorrow. I'm gonna do a film breakdown of Curtis Samuel and telling y'all why he deserves the contract extension. So y'all got the scoop first, but Curtis Samuel film breakdown coming out. And Clark said I snoozed mine a couple times. So I feel bad for Cam. John said, I need about an hour for the first line to leave the house. That's what they said. So I like Samsung Galaxy over the iPhone. Oh God, I forgot y'all love everybody. Everybody say they like everybody on my. I forgot all my people on my channel. They team Samsung. Abdul said he can't sleep more than 4 hours, for more than 5 hours straight. Okay, yeah, me too. I can't sleep that far straight. I got to force myself to go back to sleep, and after that, it's like 1 hour increments from then on out. 1 hour increments from then on out. But nah, he got, like I said, he got 1 million and something kids, so he probably used to not getting no sleep. Y'all make sure y'all get a video thumbs up if you have not. Make sure you're subscribed if you have not subscribed, please. I do Panthers content. I do NFL content on Wednesdays, obviously. During the off season, I'm going to do all kind of news videos because news is going to be a little bit slower. And obviously, after the Panthers season is over, I'm going to focus on the NFL playoffs and stuff like that. So make sure you guys subscribe if you have not. And he's small. We're Flex. She said we can pick how long we snooze on Samsung. Weird flex. Trying to flex on Team iPhone. Shelly said, I'm a Curtis Samuels fan, but he gets no love. Yeah. And the thing is, we're about to have 3,000-yard wide receivers from scrimmage. But Teddy only threw 15 touchdown passes. But people want to defend Teddy and blame it on Christian McCaffrey being out. Okay. But yeah, I know I talked about this season being interesting, but they already announced that Pat Mahomes is going to rest for this week. Pat Mahomes will not be playing this week. That rest versus rust thing, it's a weird thing. You know, Pat Mahomes missing this game. How will it affect the rest of the team? Because let's be real. The Chiefs, we all expect them to be the Super Bowl favorite just because of 15, Patrick Mahomes. We all expected them to be one of the teams that go into the Super Bowl, if not probably them, just because their offense has so many weapons. But at the same time, the Chiefs have not been super impressive this year. Let's be real. And it sounds crazy for me to say because they've only lost one game, but they should have lost to the Falcons. The Falcons, if they hadn't dropped their pick and missed the field goal, it may be a different story. The Falcons may have won. They played the Panthers close. They lost to the Raiders. They played the Chargers close earlier. They played a lot of close games. They played the Saints close. The Saints didn't have Michael Thomas. They had a beat-up Drew that played like trash. And they still barely squeaked by the Saints. Granted, the Saints are a Super Bowl contender too. But I would expect a team like that in the Dome against a kind of a beat-up Drew Brees, I would have expected the Chiefs to dominate. So they really haven't been in sync. The numbers are insane. Let's be real. Travis Kelce is leading the league in receiving yards as a tight end? That's crazy. But it doesn't seem as dominant as it had been before. They've struggled at times. So do you think they should play him a little bit in the first half to try to keep some rhythm going? Because you're going to have that week off from the bye probably. You've locked it up. So, of course, you're not going to be playing then. Who knows who you'll be playing in the second round? They haven't been dominant like we expect. So maybe playing a little bit will help the momentum. I don't know. Because we know they started slow they started slow last year in the playoffs against the Texans and the Titans and ended up coming back and winning. Do you risk starting slow again in the playoffs and be able to having to force that magic to keep happening of you coming from behind and winning every time? Is that something you can bank on again? Catch lightning in the bottle again? Possibly. Do I see anybody in the AFC messing with them? Probably not. They're my Super Bowl pick. But still, risky business, man. This is a new format with these 7 teams. New format. You never know. You never know. Shirley said, "Can Teddy miss next season?" Dang, that ain't right. Hunter said that personally I play him for a half. Yeah. So that's how he knows the offense. Yeah, all them guys. Yeah. So CMC playing on Sunday. Nah, he's out. He's out. He's out. But it's the thigh, and we knew they were gonna shut him down. They just had to, and that's another thing with Matt Rule. Like they were stringing us along so much about if he could play, he's gonna play. Da 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 da. Dude, we know the smart thing to do was to shut him down. I guess you just didn't want to show any favoritism. You wanted to keep preaching his culture and everybody's equal. We're gonna play guys hard. Da 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 da. We're not stupid. We knew CMC deserved to be shut down. We just want to know how stupid were you? Because if you played him, you were gonna be stupid. So we knew he was gonna probably miss the rest of the season. He was gonna be shut down. Granted, I know he probably wanted to play, and I'm sure that his injury is legit. I'm not saying he's faking the injury. Christian McCaffrey wouldn't do that. Too much heart, too much passion, too much drive for that. But they probably said, if you're not 100%, we're not playing you. AKA, fall back, bro. We have nothing to play for. We had the playoff hunt. Just chill. Just chill. Because we know Teddy will throw you 10 passes, all those checkdowns, and you'll get a lot of hits from the run game, too. So chill, bro. Mike Davis, do your thing. Do your thing. So Mahomes always plays clutch in the fourth quarter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they always make comebacks. Say call something tell you don't know how to do. Said CNC's out. Yep, just confirmed. Yep, he's out. But all right, Black Monday. Y'all know what Black Monday is, right? Black Monday is that first Monday after the NFL's regular season is over. Black Monday is a dark time. I don't know why they call it Black Monday, because Black Friday is stuff is on sale. Stuff is on a discount. People are shopping. Sometimes people are happy. You get the hustle and bustle. So why do they call it Black Monday when people are get fired? Are they comparing it to Black Friday because people having these sales where stuff is on sale and everything must go? Is that why they call it that? Is that why they call it Black Monday? Because all these coaches must go? Is that what? Because a lot of guys have been fired already. Dan Quinn, gone. Patricia, gone. Who am I missing? Oh, O'Brien, gone. Who else do we expect to be gone? Adam Gase, expect him to be gone. Doug Marrone in Jacksonville, probably up out of the paint. They got number one overall pick. They're going to want a new coach to come in. Get him about the paint, probably. My guy Anthony Lynn, man, I like him. I like Anthony Lynn. But he may be up out the paint, bro. He may be up out the paint. They may get him up out the paint. Shelley said Gettleman is on that list. Gettleman might be up out the paint, too. Shelley said Chargers coach, yeah, Anthony Lynn. He may be out the paint. I like him. He may be about the paint. They got a young potential quarterback, some weapons on offense. They may try to get a more offensive-minded coach to do some things with Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert looks like the best quarterback in his young class. I know Joe Burrow was okay, but Justin Herbert just looks the part. He's got the size, the arm, the toughness. He's been getting beat up this year. But Anthony Lynn may be out of there. Adam Gase may be about the paint from the Jets. Who else am I missing? Is that it? There's 6 potential head coaching jobs open. Sometimes they make clean house with the GM. Obviously, the Texans, their GM job is open because Bill O'Brien was that position. The Falcons, their GM job is open. Who knows with the Chargers? That Black Monday coming, man. Somebody might get fired. Somebody about to get fired. You were about to lose your job. You know, that's what they say on there. You were about to lose your job. You were about to lose your job. That's what the Jags fans and the Jets fans are saying. They hoping. You were about to lose your job. Abdul said he a part-time Bills fan this offseason. Bills Mafia. Yeah, they got a lot of Panthers players between Josh Norman, Mario Addison, AJ Klein, Sean McDermott used to coach. Brandon Bean used to be a GM. You about to lose your job. Shirley Long said, do I think it's Bieniemy time? It gotta be. It gotta be Bieniemy's time. Where does he go is the question. He could go to Houston. Houston got a young, dynamic quarterback who just signed a deal. They need some weapons. They need some offensive line. They need healthy weapons. Deshaun Watson is having a great season with some nobodies. Eric Bieniemy hopefully will get a job. I think he should, though. We'll see. John Kidco Barrera agrees. He said, Eric B deserves the head coaching position. Hope he goes to the Jags or Texans and not the Falcons. Right. I don't want to have to face that man. I like him, but I don't want to have to face him. Straight up. Did I say Butler? Butler who? I don't know. I've been saying a lot. I've been saying a lot of stuff. I say a lot of stuff. I say a lot of stuff. If I said something wrong, let me know. But yeah, man, like we'll see. It's gonna be a lot of coaching positions open. We know Urban Meyer has been rumored. Eric Bieniemy, the Bills' offensive coordinator. I can't even think of his name right now. They were talking about him on Monday Night Football. Apparently, he's out there. We will see. The guys come out. Matt Rule came out of nowhere to me. I was thinking. I don't know. He came out of nowhere. Matt Rule came out of nowhere. So maybe, who knows? Vernon Butler on the bill. Oh yeah, Vernon. I forgot about Vern. Big Vern. Mr. Personal Foul himself, Vernon Butler. Mr. Personal Foul himself, Vernon Butler. Why did my way JJ Watt? JJ Watt, he wants out of there. I think he's kind of over the guys on the roster. Now, if the Panthers could afford him, I would love to have JJ to put beside Derek Brown. JJ Watt in Carolina would be awesome, but we don't have the money. But JJ was telling the truth. Sometimes guys don't want to put in work once they know that the season is doomed. He was telling the truth. He was talking about how garbage they were. I mean, players know. They pay attention. They say a lot of stuff in the media just because. But J.J. Watt has the cachet as a vet, and they have no head coach or GM. So who gonna check him? Who gonna check J.J. Watt? So he can say what he felt. He's right. They are trash. They lost to the Cincinnati Bengals. We got to losing to the Bears. Sean Watson is one of the top quarterbacks in the league, and they failing him. They got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best wide receivers in the league. The Texans aren't that old a franchise either. That's the thing. So let's put things in perspective. The Texans aren't that old of a franchise. But at the same time, come on. JJ wants up out of there, though. Shirley said JJ should have left 3 years ago. Probably. He didn't beat up so much over the course of his career lately, though. But he's still a dominant player. It went healthy. But, that situation in Houston is crazy. Now, will Bieniemy get there? We'll see. I mean, the Texans were a playoff team just last year. Like life comes at you fast. The Texans were a playoff team last year, but here they are, bottom dwellers. And unfortunately, with a bad GM, they traded their top 5 pick. They could have got an offensive lineman. They could have got somebody on defense. They traded their top 5 pick to the Dolphins, who is a potential playoff team, by being a bad GM. So it's tough. If you're a Houston Texans fan, where's the silver lining? You were just in the playoffs, but you've fallen so far. One of your best players, J.J. Watt, is unhappy. Deshaun Watson is clearly not happy, even though he's putting up spectacular numbers. It's hard out here for a Texas fan. It's hard out here for a pimp. Ace time. What is it? Ain't that their symbol? Ain't that their symbol? Something like that? So maybe they should have kept Bill O'Brien. Yeah, right. You tell any Houston Texas fan that they should have kept Bill O'Brien, they'll probably be ready to fight you. They're throwing hands. You tell any Texas fan that should have kept Bill O'Brien, they putting their dukes up. They're throwing hands. Straight up. That man was toxic. Careful, said, I don't lay it again. As long as you're here, man. As long as you made it in. Hit the thumbs up button, bro. So we should go after Watson. Do we got the bread? Do we have the bread? That's the thing. All these plans sound cool, but do we have the bread? The Panthers always got to shop at Dollar General. We can never have nice things. We can never have nice things. That's why we had to take these flyers on guys like Dwayne Haskins. First round talent, but we know we could probably get him for a discount because of the perception of him right now. His stock is low. High risk, who knows what type of reward, but it's definitely high risk. So self-sabotage the whole team. One of Bill's disciples, yeah. Belichick, his coaching tree has struggled. And I said struggle with a K and an R. Struggle with a K and an R. Struggle. So they said, we don't shop at Dollar Store, we shop at Goodwill. What's wrong with my mouse? Come on, man. So we shop at Goodwill. So I'll never understand that I received a trade from my Hopkins. Yeah, it was trash. It was trash. Like, I understand you couldn't afford to pay him $20 million, but you make it work. You know, nobody's been in worse salary cap hell than the New Orleans Saints. Nobody has been in worse salary cap hell than the New Orleans Saints, but they still found a way to pay Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara. Yeah, they're mortgaging their future for right now because they got to get Drew Brees is probably going to be done. That's $25 million off the books next year. They just knew they had to make things happen for the short term to get that ring or do what they're trying to make a push for a ring. But you make room for your star players, for generational talents. You make room for those guys. Now, the Saints will be in they need to win this year because they're going to be in salary cap Armageddon for the next few years because they're all in right now. But they paid them guys. Let's be clear, they paid them guys. You know? I know JJ getting the big check. I know Deshaun getting the big check. But who else? Alan Gray said Dwayne Haskins going to the XFL. Oh, man. Y'all funny. So he's going to the XFL. XFL gonna be back. Dwayne Johnson bringing them back. That's a good shout. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We'll see. Let me go ahead and get up off here, man. New video coming tomorrow. Probably two of them. But if you've been tuning in the whole live stream, I may chop up one of the clips from here and put it on my channel. But new film breakdown of Curtis Samuel and why he deserves to get a contract. Yeah, 2022 is when the XFL comes back. You know, The Rock. The Rock has been waiting on this moment. Dwayne Johnson been waiting on this moment. That man from 2017 to 2019, Dwayne Johnson dropped 10 movies every year. He was literally in everything. Kong. No, not Kong. What was that movie with the ape? He did both Jumanjis. He did Calvin and Hobbes. He did The Fast and the Furious. What else? He did a bunch of movies with Kevin Hart. Like Dwayne Johnson, nobody works harder than Dwayne Johnson. Nobody works harder than Dwayne Johnson. Nobody works harder. But yeah, I'm doing a video on Curtis Samuel film. I'm working on that tonight. It don't take me long. It just takes me long to find the plays. It don't take me long to do the editing and stuff. It just takes me long to find the plays and chop the clips up. But recording and editing don't take long, so I'll work on that. See what happened with Booger. Now Booger was just talking trash about Dwayne Haskins. He mainly singled out black NFL players, saying they focus too much on Instagram and their clout and fame over playing football. But he didn't keep the same energy talking about white quarterbacks because this is not a race issue. It's literally there's plenty of NFL players across the board that have done the same thing. And I don't even think, first of all, I don't think that was the case with Dwayne Haskins. I don't think he focused on off the field brand and stuff too much. I think he just didn't care to be where he was at. I just don't think he cared to be where he was at. You know? But he just singled out black players, saying they care too much about themselves and brand. But you see Baker Mayfield dropping commercials. Johnny Football was doing drugs, and he had a rap song by Drake made about him. So, I don't know. See, Samuel MVP for the Panthers this season, hands down. No cap. That's a hot take. That's a hot take. For sure. But the video's coming, man. So y'all get ready. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned tomorrow. Y'all be safe on New Year's, man. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. I don't know if y'all going out or not or whatever, but just be safe. Because people are going out. There may be some drunk drivers. Police are going to be out, of course, camping out. They got to get that quota before the year is over with. Y'all be safe. 2020 has been so, like, let me just talk about 2020 for a second. Like, 2020 has been so trash. Like, there's been a lot of stuff that everybody's gone through. I've gone through some stuff. Everybody's gone through some stuff. We were in lockdown for a while, quarantine. I took a big old break from YouTube, like from after the football season last year to like August. I was off here. So it was a struggle for me, man. I was in a funk with YouTube, man. Like all that time locked down. I had plenty of time to drop videos. I just was in a funk for some reason. I had to take a break. But I'm back. I should have been dropping stuff. Nobody else had anything to do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had nothing. I was just in a funk. So it's been a tough year, man, for everybody. So y'all gotta take care of yourselves, man. Take care of y'all, like my boy Marshawn Lynch say. Take care of your chicken, which is your money. I know these stimulus checks coming out, $600 or whatever. It ain't much. We deserve more. Take care of your chicken. And take care of your mental. Take care of your mental, man. Take care of your mental. Like being cooped up in the house is tough. Like, don't the job market being trash is tough. Having to wear a mask everywhere, being paranoid about a virus we don't know much about, not to mention the vaccine and the lack of trust of the government. All this stuff going on, man. You gotta take care of your mental, take care of your health, cherish all the time with your loved ones. I know we're not supposed to be meeting up, but like, you gotta cherish everybody. Check on your people. You gotta let stuff go. I got some resolutions I want to do. I always do resolutions. People try to shoot down people that do resolutions. Like I always make resolutions. I think about it. I meditate on it. I don't I don't kill myself overdoing them. I meditate on them, so I just do. I subconsciously work on it. But I don't beat myself up for not accomplishing everything. A lot of times I don't make it throughout the year. I try to work on my Spanish every year. I only use it for about 4 apps. For about 4 months I use an app to work on my Spanish. I'm pretty good at Spanish. I always try to do that. I have resolutions. I don't always stick to them. I don't beat myself up. But I just think that having goals and trying to be better is always a good thing. People bashing people love having resolutions is tripping. But regardless, stuff's not gonna change just because the calendar changes. I know it's gonna feel like a breath of fresh air, so maybe people mentally will try to put things behind them and make the best of what's gonna happen going forward. But our circumstances are still crazy with the virus and stuff like that. Hoping for better days in 2021. I'm gonna be here dropping videos. I appreciate y'all rocking with me all 2020. In the past couple of years, I've been doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I really enjoy this. I really enjoy talking to y'all on live streaming and stuff like that. I appreciate that. But y'all make sure y'all take care of y'all mental. Take care of your chicken, which is your money. Care for your family. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Protect your neck. All that. But I'm going ahead and signing off, man. The last live stream of 2020, the Dunk on Demand show. Got some surprises for 2021 for y'all too. For the Dunk on Demand. You know the merch coming. The merch coming. So y'all make sure y'all ready. The merch is coming. The merchandise is coming. So y'all make sure y'all do that. Y'all stay safe. Stay safe tomorrow. Like I said, wear your mask if you go out, please. Be safe if you go out. Have fun. Enjoy your loved ones. Pop bottles. I will be having me some adult beverages probably tomorrow. Celebrating. At home. I'm not going out. At home. But y'all make sure y'all stay up. I'll see y'all on the other side. If y'all don't, make sure a video coming out tomorrow. I'll see y'all next week on the live stream. Y'all keep your heads up. I'm out. Peace.